This morning, today, we are going to discuss a number of things, but mostly today I want to concentrate and show people, those who are willing to help, those who really want other people to develop, those who want the industry of goat farming to grow, how they should do, how can they help other people or youth or young people that doesn't have the funds. This is going to be a very good discussion, and I would like you guys to pay more attention and more attention. This is a very good idea. I would wish organization uh, uh, to listen to, and also the government, if possible, if they really are willing to maybe help people do very good business. So actually, this is what we are going to discuss today, and I want you to pay more attention. Now, many of you have been advising you to do goat farming, like the way you see. And the reason or the questions that you guys have been asking me is, like, for us, the youth who have just graduated, who doesn't have help, because some are planned kids, some are non-planned kids. So how do non-planned kids be? You know, this world is vast with a lot of opportunities, but you have to have your mind sharp on how you can do this. I explained something some time back, how you can begin from zero and see how you can get money to invest in this kind of investment. But this is going to the donors, this is going to the government. If you government people, you are really willing to help the community to grow and we accumulate animals, I want you to pay more and more attention. First of all, some of the challenges for the youth is capital. Some of them are willing to invest in their energy and time, and they even see the opportunity. But the problem is capital. You can't do goat farming without land, first of all. Two, you will not do goat farming without capital that you're going to use to buy the animals. Otherwise, no one is going to give you that. But this is my idea to the government. This is my idea to the communities or individuals that are really willing to help the youth. One, let me start with governments. Government has a lot of ranches, has a lot of land that it can even donate to people. Because sometimes I hear you donate land to the investors, and you also do the models of helping the youth and the poor people. But the approach might not be the best. This is my approach. If you could understand it and follow it up, get the land. I want you to get the land. Get, let's say, a square mile of land, divide it into 10 acres. Even if it's not 10, it could even be 5 acres. In my system of farming, I do plant the pastures and I also do semi-intensive. But if I had bigger land, I wouldn't be planting pastures. But for this case, let the government get the land, like a square mile, divide it into 5 acres. What you do, 1 acre, leave it for accommodation of the workers, the settlement of the animals, because an acre can accommodate up to 1,000 goats and they are comfortably settling on it. But what is the reason behind the multiplication of animal is the feed. So I want you to take off an acre from the 5 acres, then the 4 acres, plant the grass. Then after, which grasses are you supposed to plant? Plant alfalfa on 2 acres, plant chloris on an acre, plant Bracharia mulatto on an acre. Or you can even put a quarter of maize, whereby we only target the grain. The grain is very rich in terms of energy and other nutrients. But what we really need from there are the real strong carbohydrates in the concentrate. So if you plant those 4 acres and then planting of the structure, I think the government will invest, if we really do properly, will invest over 5 or 3 millions in the pastures. You plant you harvest, and then you store. Then get one youth, give him 10 goats, give him those acres, and then the structure, the simple house, and then also give that person the skill. How do you select? Select people who already have some interest. How would you know? If a youth is telling you he has an interest into that area, you should take him back to the village. If he doesn't have a village, ask him the background. Where has he tried to do goat farming? Or where is his interest coming from? Don't just pick anybody. You can't get, there is some youth who are not really interested in doing goat farming or in doing any farming. But they will only learn if you pick some of those that have interest, you take them to the village, you give them that kind of settlement, they start making money. Those are the people that will pull other youth out of town back to the village. But back to my point, if the government can invest that kind of money in one youth, you give him accommodation, you give him 10 goats hybrid, you give him 4 acres of grass, and also water in that point. So you hand over that 5 acres to one person and give him a limit of maximum 5 years. That same methodology can even be done on the soldiers, like police guys. That same idea can also be done on the army guys, and then other organizations which doesn't have funds. It is very bad to see your worker or to see the youth of your country running to other countries to look for what they can do. And in Uganda, we still have the land that we can do. So our program is supposed to be, after setting up all that, that youth that you think is going to work, is interested, he's supposed to be part of the team that does the construction of the houses of his portion. He's supposed to be part of the team that plants his grass. He must be part of the team that harvests that grass and store that grass. Why do we do that? Because we want him to have the skill. You're only helping him the first 6 months of planting, actually area selection, planting, construction, and even harvesting of the feed. That will be a very good capital to that youth. If you give him 10 goats, you give him 5 years, he is supposed to get out of that portion whether he want or not. If he doesn't utilize that time to accumulate the wealth and have his own section, let him go out of that. Then you hand over the same place to another person. So let's say if you're getting over 100 people in an acre, please, that is a very big change. And what are the conditions that you should put on those youth? If we give you 10 goats, actually, in my calculation, 10 goats in 5 years, actually in 2 years, 10 goats, you can have over 100 goats. So in 5 years, you can ably have over 1,000, maybe 1,500 goats. And what the condition or the contract we have to sign with the youth, one is paying back, what they call payback. If we give you 10 goats, in 5 years, we want you to give us around actually 100 goats back or 50 goats back, such that we use that same goats to give it to another person on another land. But in 5 years, we do expect you to should have gotten your own land and vacate the government land or the organization's land. You start your own project. So in that case, that person will pay back. Let's say, even if you say that you should give us 30 goats, to also give it to extra 3 people, in 5 years, that person will be rich. That person will have the experience. And also on top of that, the government should put a grant whereby you put a standard cost of that goat they produce. So let's say whichever goat you produce, the government is buying it at, let's say, 300,000, or is buying it at 500,000, because that will be a very quality animal. Source out from the outgrowers, like we who breeds, and even other people in this country that are really breeding, because now many people are importing animals from South Africa, but some of them, you lose them just because of the skills. So if the government does that, or if an organization does that, you're going to find our country, Uganda, going into farming, and it's going to reduce on the amount of, or the number of youth that are on the road loitering, using or misusing the internet, not knowing that internet is a tool of making marketing, communication, and coordination, even connection. So instead of misusing it because we don't know how to use it, that is how the country, that is how the organizations, that's how the individuals can really help the youth. And we shall really have a very strong base of the youth who are wealth and really very intellectual, and those who thinks about business, and that is our real approach. I think the government, the organization, individuals can think about that. Think about of the 5-acre square project. 5-acre square project, and let that person live after 5 years. That's the duration that we can give you. That is going to really help people. If somebody has accumulated, let's say, only 500 animals, 500 animals at 300,000, that's over 100 and something millions. You get maybe 150 millions. Let's say, let's do a proper calculation. I want you guys to understand me very, very well, because it has been really a very big challenge. So 300,000 times 500. So that is over 150 million. So if a youth could get this, after government investing, let's say, like 10 millions in one person, and this person can ably accumulate 150 millions, that means it's a lot of money. Then two, also, the organization or the government should help us and put outlets. Me, I did a cafe, and I'm telling you the truth, the goat that I would sell at 200,000, when I put it in my cafe, it does, actually, I don't know what it does, because it gives me more money than what I would expect. Because if I would sell an animal at 200,000, if I slaughter it, I get 800,000 out of it. So the government should also put those kind of outlets, that the group of these people, after harvesting this, you are taking it to this place, you slaughter your animal, so that you do what they call value addition. And also organize simple those vocational schools, like the way you have done, but also put those machines that can make shoes, that can make belts. So we process even the skins, that the animals are being produced on our farms. Then from there, those who want to sell for breeding, sell. Those who even want to do value addition, we have an outlet for you. Go supply this week, another one will supply next week, and another one will supply the next week. So that is also another approach. So whereby that, in that, you should have given capital to those people. You should have given skills to those people. You should have reduced a lot of congestion of young people in towns. You should have created market for those people, and also helping us also to sell our extra things on the goat. Like, we get the meat, we get the offals, we get the skins, but where do we put them? Because me, I leave even the skin, I leave it in the market. Because if I slaughter it on the abattoir and they are giving me 2,000 in a skin of an animal, what is the sense of that? I can just leave it. Actually, me, I just leave the skins there. So by that, you should have helped us to do value addition on everything on the goat, whereby we shall find even ourselves doing steak, doing sausages, doing everything with goat meat. So people, take my idea. I think it will give you a lot of sense. I think it will help you. Let me just wish you the best, and bye for now.